si ngañmaa yu bari bari bés bu nekk di demee nekk free drink t-shirt wristband laptop ak motorbike jërë ngeen jëf.
Don't you wanna?
Government has set the youth service scheme, and the youth service scheme purely is training the young ones so that they can excel in different professional fields.
They have decided that they would take care of the medical costs and the tickets of their escorts. 2 trips to a particular country that they have to taste it, but they require the family to do their own ticket.
We like to travel sometimes to cover some capture some occasions, but we lack camera.
Hello and welcome to another edition of your weekly current affairs program that spices up your weekend with human interest stories in and outside the Gambia. I am the Kumademba. Coming up on the program, using the bagway to go to Europe, authorities intercept 40 young men who wanted to leave the country against all odds. A teacher from the Brikamaba Upper and Senior Secondary School and his boarding journalist speak to Weekend Spectrum about their passion for the printed word. Plus, we find out about why the French President François Hollande is dropping in popularity ratings. We'll be back with these and other stories right after this. Sometimes their story is so emotional and sympathetic that we tend to imagine how to help the victims overcome the pain they go through every day. Well, there seems to be light at the end of the tunnel for those living with heart-related conditions. Our reporter Ibrahim Balde tracked one humanitarian organization restoring hope to several children whose health conditions were critical.
The Serekunda Hospital has already been identified as the site where at least 25 Gambian children with heart diseases are likely going to be operated. It is all part of a mandate of an international humanitarian organization based in France. From 1996 to date, the NGO has been conducting surgery on many children in the Gambia. As a beneficiary of an overseas treatment program extended to patients in the country, Public Relations Officer Ali Baji, who some years back sustained some serious injuries from a car accident, commented on the latest treatment, which, if all goes as scheduled, would be extended to babies and 17-year-old children.
Definitely, patients will benefit according to the memo, because like when they come proper by the 26th, they will start screening these patients and then know actually what type of heart condition or heart problem they are suffering from. And then from there, if need be, they can suggest or do a prompt heart surgery for them.
The national broadcaster has extensively covered the giant strides recorded in the health sector and infrastructure. The likes of Momodou Fakuru Silla, a civil servant and also a member of the Rotary Club, would like to see a collaborative effort in the health sector.
I think it's a very generous offer that they are giving humanity. The organization is called Mécénat Chirurgie Cardiaque Enfant du Monde, and I happen to be their local contact person here in the Gambia. I don't have any medical background, I just got to know them. And when I see cases of heart disease with children published in the papers, I contact the family, and some people learn of my availability for this service. Also, they contact me.
When the surgeons descend on the hospital next week, Ali Baji said it would go a long way towards helping children living with heart conditions.
Many of these ill health conditions are emanating, which then we don't have in the Gambia, more so in Africa. But one thing to be more certain is people's lifestyle in terms of eating. That is very important. Because sometimes there are foods that we don't used to eat and then most of the time we eat them, and then we don't change our diet. We stick onto the Western food most of the time. It really have more health effects on people's health. So we have to know actually the type of foods that we eat, or even we are buying food, we should know their ingredients.
As he reflects on the forthcoming treatment, Fakuri Sila expressed confidence that children with heart diseases should hope for the best.
It's because of these two people that they are coming. But they want to use the trip to also connect with authorities and other charitable organizations to help the Gambian child. Because for them, they have decided that they would take care of the medical cost and the tickets of their escorts, 2 trips to a particular country that they have a case in. But they require the family to do their own ticket, and we know that the average Gambian family cannot afford it. Okay, from the recent information I had, it cost 12,000 euro to do such operations in France. But the French embassy requires 30,000 euro financial guarantee for anybody going for the treatment in France. That is not easy for the average Gambian to come by. All right, so that's why we need to organize. And in the effort, I'm trying to involve my club, the Rotary Club of Banjul, to help raise funds in case there are cases that family cannot help. So we can help maybe by raising funds. But they told me that what they want my club to do, Rotary Club of Banjul to do, is to help them also identify who really deserves the help. Because some people may have the problem, but they can afford to help themselves. So the help is for those who don't have. And they sitting there don't know who deserves it, who is really poor.
A classic example of the efficacy of the treatment program is these images of children who successfully went through the operations.
The first case was one Omar Sise from Taibatu. You have the pictures, you could show them. He went and he was treated successfully. He came back, that could be seen from the pictures, but it's unfortunate that he is not around now. He passed away. Anyway, that's unfortunate. But we can describe the trip, the medical trip, as successful. He went, the operation was successful by medical standards and came back, but he died over the period. It was August 2006. The one that we can now claim to be very successful, who is still with us and doing very well, is one Ayo Jabi of, I think it's Kalindi, near the Ahmadiyya Hospital, somewhere.
Ibrahim Balde for Weekend Spectrum.
40 young men who were at an advanced stage of traveling out of the country without proper documents have been stopped. Louis Mendy tells us about the latest case of illegal migration to Europe in pursuit of better lives.
The backway to Europe syndrome is still alive and lingering in the minds of a considerable percentage of the country's youthful population. A proof of that is the recent interception of 40 young men at Kir Ayub immigration checkpoint in the North Bank region. The young men between the ages of 19 and 38 were said to be on board a passenger bus heading to Bamako, the capital of Mali, where they were supposed to reach Europe via Libya. The immigration spokespersons explained how his men were able to establish the intended route of the Mali-Europe-bound men.
On the 19th of September 2012, our officers at the North Bank region apprehended 40 Gambians based on the fact that they have the intention to travel to African countries. From there, they will finally arrive to European countries. This issue happened on Wednesday in the evening. Our officers happened to get these people at the Ker Ayub border post. That is the border between Gambia and Senegal in the North Bank region.
Statistics revealed by the Immigration Department confirm that 7 of these suspects are from West Coast region, 8 from North Bank, 14 from Lower River region, 10 from CRR, and 1 from the Upper River region. Modu Jaju, a welder by trade and a native of Jonye in Fonyi Kansala, said this is his second attempt to illegally enter Angola. The father of 3 spent over $8,000 on fair saloon. Modu, who was financially supported by an uncle of his in Lebanon, told me how grateful he was saying he wants to settle down once more with his family and concentrate on welding, provided that he gets enough capital